Up everyone, it is your girl Gel Beauty 87 here, aka Grace, and it's time for another why you don't need or do you really need, because that's what this is gonna be. Do you really need? Because the palette hasn't come out yet. I've tried the formula and all that type of stuff, but I just wanted to talk about this new Natasha Denona palette that just got leaked, I'm assuming, because it wasn't out. My girl Dionluvsmakeup actually showed it to me because I was on Instagram talking to her, and I'm like, she's like, have you seen the new Natasha Denona palette? I'm like, what are you talking about? What Natasha Denona palette? She's like, it came out, what did she tell me? She was like, it launched in, I think she said Switzerland or Sweden or somewhere like that. And I was just like, oh, okay, well, do tell, ma'am. So I'm trying to get it off Instagram right now because I thought I had saved it to my phone, but I hadn't. Oh yeah, here it is. So this is what it looks like, y'all. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, there's some black owned brands that I can pull from my collection that has the exact same color, so I don't need to give Natasha this money. Now, y'all know I review a lot of Natasha Denona, so I probably will. But I just wanted you to think about before it comes out, like, and I'll do a why you don't need when it does come out. But this is just a do you really need for the moment. Because, I mean, I think there's only one palette in here that's not black owned that I'm going to show you as similar. And I even have palettes from Natasha herself that you can combine and get the same look if you already own them. So again, I was talking to Dionluvsmakeup about this when she showed me the palette. She was like, it looks like it could be Metropolis, or it looks like it could be the gold palette combined with the Safari palette. And I was like, that's a good point. So this is the Safari palette. As you can see, it has like those greenish tones to it and some of those deeper tones. And then the gold palette, I definitely feel like it's more like the gold palette. Like if you add oranges and greens to the gold palette, I feel like you could get the same look. So I see why she said combine both of them, because you saw that this one has the more oranges and rushes shades in it, whereas the gold palette has those deeper warm tone neutral shades. So it's like if you combine both of them together, I could definitely see where you could get that palette. And if you have both of these, then honestly it wouldn't be a necessity for you to have that palette. But you know, the collector in me and the luxury makeup viewer in me, channel in me, is gonna make me buy it. But I just wanted to show you all an example of how a lot of brands are just keep repeating themselves. We know Mother does it too with all the 500 different rose things she comes out with. So you know, it's definitely you know, repeated color story. Next, I had the Barred palette from Fenty Cosmetica. This is the one that I was saying, that the only one that's not a black owned brand or Natasha that looks similar. So as you can see, this looks similar to it as well. I mean, this pink shade right here isn't really doing too much for it, and this blue one, but I feel like if you cover those two up, the majority of the palette looks similar to what I showed you in that other palette. Like if I put my fingers right here, it gives a lot of similarities of the Natasha Denona palette that I just showed you that she's supposed to be coming out with. I don't know when it's supposed to come out. I'm assuming it's coming out in the summertime, and it just launched in another country earlier. But that's another example for you of why you don't need it. I'm trying to get my stuff organized as I go, so stack it up. So next we got this. Okay, so the first palette I thought of though when I saw the color story was the Colored Rain Safari Rain palette. And this palette actually just came back in stock recently. They bring it back periodically because it was a really popular color story that people really liked. And tell me this does not look similar to it. You got a cool tone row, you got your green and blue row, and then you got your warm tone orange row. I feel like this is the one that looks most like the Natasha one, but let me pull it up again so we can look. Yeah, I definitely feel like this is the one that looks most close to Natasha, because look at that. You see what I'm saying? It has those same cool tones. It has that same greenish shade. It does have a bright green to it, but still has all the shades to it. It's cool tone. It's yellow. It's orange, and it's green. The only thing is there's no yellow in here. But if you count the gold as the yellow shade, then you still have a lot of similar shades to the Natasha Denona one. So that's my first example. Then I have the Tribe from Juvia's Place. I feel like y'all should have known this was gonna come out. I love this palette. This is one of my favorite palettes from Juvia's Place for all time. The color story just speaks to me, and it has that bright green shade that you can't get in the Safari one. So if you have the Tribe from Juvia's Place, I feel like you have a similar color story too. Now it doesn't have the cool tones in it. They went for a more warm tone feel to it, but if you prefer warm tones over cool tones, I feel like you could like the Juvia's Place, the Tribe palette, much better. Unfortunately, they haven't restocked this in forever, but periodically they do restock that one as well, so just keep that in mind. The last one I thought about was the Beaute Tropical Vibes palette. Now y'all know mine been beat to high heck. The first time I got it, it was broken. And like, I think one more shade has broken since then. Yeah, this green shade has broken since then. This one was the one that originally showed up broken and just broke some more, and then this one started breaking on me. But again, I feel like this is a similar color story as well. So I feel like I could grab any of these black owned brand palettes, and then you would get the exact same look. So it's like, do I really need that when I have 3 black owned brands that gave me the exact same color story, Natasha? No, I don't think I do. I was thinking about doing a video on both these palettes, like doing the Safari Rain in this video and calling it a why you don't need or do you really need video, and then when it comes closer to the time, doing the Tropical Vibes palette, because I know this is one of their permanent palettes, whereas this is limited edition. So I think we're going to do this one as the eye look for this video, and then when it gets closer to the day of the palette actually launching, then we will do the Tropical Vibes palette, and then you can see that one. And then I'll just take the Juvia's one is here for another reason to film with, so I will leave it here. And then yeah, so I got 2 more eye looks to do, and then I can finally like go home and try to somewhat relax unless my Uden's Eye shows up, because if my Uden's Eye collection shows up, then we're gonna have to go ahead and film. But yeah, so I'm doing a couple of why you don't need videos today, so I'm hoping you all will enjoy them. I'm over here trying to organize palettes while I'm talking, but yeah, I hope you all will enjoy them. And the funny thing is, both the brands I showed, they already had somewhat similar color stories of these palettes and other palettes. That's why I'm like, why are we doing this? Like, why are you doing this? I don't understand. But you know, it's okay, it's fine, whatever. I'm gonna just put those to the side, and then when the time comes, we'll, you know, handle that anyway. But let me zoom you in real quick and cute like. If you're curious what's in my eyes right now, girl, I have on the Scooby-Doo X Glam Light palette. So this is the part 2. I tried to make sure I used all the colors from the girls. That's why I have the purple and then the pink and then the orange for Velma. I have on the lip from there as well. I didn't put on the blush palette though, because I had to try out the Dior Glowy blushes today, so you all can see that video tomorrow. So you'll see that tomorrow. You'll see the why you don't need throughout the week, and then you'll see the Scooby-Doo palette video sometime during this week too. So I had like 3 or 4 good video ideas that I'm hoping you all will be excited about. Anyway, I'm gonna go off camera, get my life in order, and then we're gonna come back with the eye from the Safari Rain palette. I'll be right back. Okay, girl? Okay, y'all, so this is the look I came up with. I dusted the orange in the crease to save us some time. I use these 2 shades right here. This is the outer V shade. This is the crease shade. This is the inner corner shade, and this is the lid shade. So let's get to it, because I feel like those were all the shades that were similar in the palette, and I want to make sure I use many similar shades as usual. This is what I normally like to do with this one. And I forgot how awesome this palette was, so I'm glad I used it. But y'all know I'm not really a warm tone girl. I'm a cool tone girl, and I only have like 1 row for cool tone. Everything else is warm, so I have a tendency not to really reach for this that often. But the formula on it is really nice and easy to work with and blend. Now remember, they did reformulate, so I don't know if the formula of this one they kept the same or if they alternated it to something different. I know I've used the colorful palette recently, and it was somewhat similar. It wasn't exactly the same, but you know, it worked well enough. Oh goodness, okay. Okay, y'all, so now we're gonna take the green shade and put that in the green. I want to let this be the focal point instead of putting the colorful graphic liner in there like I've been doing with other looks. So I was like, let me just go ahead and trying to make sure I didn't dust it over on the other side. I don't feel like I did. Dust a little bit into the brown just so it looks more uniform as you will. And I'm gonna take this brush and dust around all the colors. Here we go, what's the glitter glue? And I'm gonna try this Victoria Beckham pencil on the lower lash line. I was supposed to do it in the Scooby-Doo video, but I ended up not using the blues in the palette like I had initially thought I was going to. So I'm gonna use it in this video because this is the last video of the night, and then I'm back and see how it works. And then go back on camera with my other looks and with the other video I'm filming right now and get a feel of how it's done. I've only had this makeup on, I'm gonna say since like 12:30, and it's like, I think like 4:30 or something like that. I don't remember. No, it's 3:30, so earlier than I expected, but you know, that works. Now we're gonna take the shade Linus. That's the gold shade at the bottom. It's very bright and nice, as you can see. It's giving all types of gold sparkles, and I feel like Mother would like a shade like this, just because, you know, she lives for a gold shade. I don't know what's up with her and gold eyeshadow, but it seems like that's like her favorite thing, that and like rose tone. I don't know why I had an alarm going for 3:30, y'all. You know what I do? I had set it for yesterday and it was supposed to go for 3:30 in the afternoon, but for some reason it was set for 3:30 in the morning. So then I woke up at like 5:30 and it was like, you know, set for 3:30, and I just changed it. So I should have just turned it off, but whatever. It's clearly too late for that now because it is 3:30 and it's going off. I'm gonna go back into the blue just a little bit. Just a touch of around where the gold is so you can still see the blue. I want it to be very, you know, obvious, and yes, I want it to be all that. So now we're gonna go into the cool tone brown again. I figured I should give y'all a cooler tone, more colorful look with this one, because the first one I did was more, well, the first one of a similar palette that I'm trying to tell you not to get. I did more of this true monochromatic green look, so I wanted to incorporate a lot of different colors in this look because I had just mainly focused on green in that look. So that's why I grabbed so many. Now we're going to take the shade Toucan, which is that orangey shade in the corner. Go ahead and work this out. So this is the finished eye look for this look. I just put some brown liner on, so I'm gonna go ahead and put my brown liner on off camera, dial it on back a bit. So this is what we're working with. I think it looks pretty similar to the shades that are in this palette, because see, I use a shade that's similar to this one right here. I use an orange shade that's similar to one of these. I don't know which one's the shimmer and which one's the matte. I used a shade that was similar to this, a shade that's similar to that one, and I think a shade that's similar to that one, or maybe that's the orange shimmer right there. I'm not sure, but I feel like all the shades I use are comparable to the shades in the palette that it's had, and it's a more condensed version of that palette, and it's going to cost less, because I think this is a $25 to $35 palette, and y'all know that's going to be like a $65 to $69 range palette. So I feel like giving you a look that would give a similar effect with a palette that doesn't cost much would definitely be helpful to you. So I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.